Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Edison International, Valley Strong Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and the Kern High School District. With additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Do the Math. I'm Michael.
I'm Marylou.
And I'm Zane. For math homework, help call in Bakersfield 636-4357. Everywhere else, 1-866-366-284. Email dothemath@kern.org. We're online at dothemathonline.net and on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
All right, very nicely done. So Zane, where do you go to school and what grade are you in?
Hart, and I'm in 5th grade.
How is 5th grade?
It's good.
What's so good about it?
I don't really know much. I've been learning a bunch of new math problems, like decimals, adding and subtracting.
Okay, so you like learning about the new math stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in 5th grade that is kind of new this year that you like?
No, not really.
Okay, so I know in 5th grade, so correct me if I'm mistaken, are you guys able to do like oral language and science fair and things like that?
Yeah.
Do you do any of that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so has any of that come up yet or is that still coming up?
The science fair and oral language have just passed.
Okay, and did you participate in those?
I participated in the science fair, but last year.
Okay, and did you like going through that process?
Yeah.
Good. So what about music, after-school sports, student government, any of that kind of stuff, or do you just kind of focus on your studies?
Band was this year for the first time, and
Okay.
I played the saxophone.
Oh, sweet. So this is your first year doing it?
Yeah.
How do you like that?
It's really good.
Do you practice a lot?
Yeah, we just did our first concert.
Oh, and how was that?
It was good.
Good. So you did it for the parents or for the school, or do you do it for both?
For both.
Oh, good. All right, cool. So you like the saxophone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different types of saxophone. Do you know what yours is? Or?
The alto saxophone.
All right. And is that one that the music teacher said, hey, this is the one to start with, or?
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the band so far. All right, you ready to help me out with a math problem?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at today's social media math problem of the day. So it says, how many inches are in 12 yards? So Zane, when you see that, what is the first thing you think of, or what do you think we need to know in order to solve that problem?
First, I would do 3 times 12 to convert the yards into feet.
Okay, and what is 3 times 12?
36.
Okay, and then what would you like to do?
I would probably split it up into 2 groups, 30 and 6, and multiply both of them by 12.
Okay, so what is 30 by 12? Are you able to do that?
3 times 12 is 36.
Okay.
And times 10 would be 360.
Beautiful.
And then 12 times 6 is 72.
Good.
And 360 plus 72 is 432. Wow.
All right, good. So that's one way of going about that problem. Do you see the answer up there?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go through these first of all. So 144, why do you think somebody might think 144 would be the correct answer?
Because 12 times 12 would be 144.
Good. And somebody might, how do you think somebody might go, why do you think they would do 12 times 12? Because we know that.
Because they didn't turn the yards into feet.
Perfect, all right? So they might just go inches, 12 times 12 is 144,
Yeah.
right? Why do you think somebody might put 36?
They might convert the yards into feet, and then that would be 3 times 12.
And they would just go 36 on done,
Yeah.
right? We heard a process on how to get 432, right?
Yeah.
What about 334? Do you have any idea how somebody would come up with 334 maybe?
That would be, if they did, no, I don't know.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so kind of what we were doing is a little error analysis, just taking a look at answers that would not be suitable. So after all of this, which one do you think is the correct answer?
C.
You're positive. You're going with that one. All right, let's take a look and see if C is correct indeed. C is correct. There you go, 432, dude. First problem done. See how easy this was?
Yeah.
All right. So that was today's social media problem of the day. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available most Tuesdays and Wednesdays throughout the regular school year. This week, today is the 12th and 13th of December, will be the final 2 days of live broadcasting for 2023. We will be back once again, school starting up in the beginning of January. But next week, a lot of students still have school, but there will be no live broadcast of Do the Math. So if you have a problem that you need to work on and you just want to brush up on something, today and tomorrow would be the day to call. And if you phone in today or tomorrow, you will be the recipient of Holiday Lights at COM, a ticket to go out there. And we can see some of the footage right there. And actually, have you been out there yet this year, Marylou?
Yes, I have. It is beautiful.
We went last night, and it was beautiful weather. It wasn't too cold, but it's just beautiful out there. There are always new features and new attractions out there,
and it's a very brandy Christmas out there, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the very brandy Christmas. She was out there performing, I guess, or at least out there on Saturday night.
Yes.
And I guess there were quite a few people out there to see Brandy, which was always nice. Bring more people out to COM and experience the Holiday Lights at COM. And so that's something to do. Have you ever been to Holiday Lights at COM?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I went only maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
with my
good. So you've
grandma.
been there this year?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I was going to say, you can win yourself some tickets, but you've already been there this year. But this is an opportunity for other students to win tickets. All you have to do is give us a ring. We do one of your math problems on air, and you've got yourself a pass to Holiday Lights at COM. Time now for today's Math in the News. All right, well, today's Math in the News, we had Do the Math go on a field trip today. So if Do the Math went on a field trip today, do you have any idea where we might have gone?
No.
This is a very difficult question because we could have gone anywhere in
Yeah.
the world, right?
That's what
Where
I'm
did Do the Math
thinking.
go, right? All right, do you have any idea where Do the Math would go?
Well, can I ask, was it in town or
It
out
was
of
in
town? Ah, in town. Well, it could be Holiday Lights, or maybe.
No, we've been to Holiday
You've been
Lights,
there,
which is
that's
where we got
why.
the footage from.
Yes.
So we did not go there today during the day.
Ah, in airport?
An excellent guess right there. It's closer to here than other parts of town, and we're located, for kids that aren't watching, or
Yeah.
we're in downtown Bakersfield.
Museum. Oh, the Condors.
Oh, there you go. Ding, ding, ding. You could say buzzer on that one, right? So we went to the Bakersfield Condors today. Have you ever been to a Condors game?
No.
All right. Well, you know, I think we actually gave you a pass to go see a Condors game in your prize packet, so you'll be able to go see a Condors game. But right now, let's take a look at some of the footage of the Condors field trip day. There were over 8,000 students at the arena today to watch the Bakersfield Condor play a little hockey today, and you can see some of the kids right there screaming softly. I'm sure they were all day long, just enjoying themselves, mild-mannered and things like that. Scott giving out some swag and some stuff to the kids that are enjoying learning about Do the Math. Free t-shirts, lanyards, stickers, all sorts of great stuff right there. And that way Scott was able to talk to some of the kids about Do the Math and what was going on. Had you ever heard about Do the Math before coming on this show?
No.
No, all right. So you heard about Do the Math by coming on the program and learning about it that way. So today, with 8,000 kids, they now have heard about Do the Math, and they're probably going to want to come on the show sometime, don't you think?
Yeah.
But we only have one kid today. It's going to be 8,000 more shows we have to do, and it's going to be a long time to do that. Anyway, I see everybody in the back going, oh my goodness, 8,000 more. You know what? That's a good math problem. Maybe we'll put executive producer Mackenzie on this. This is the middle of year 22, and we've done Tuesdays, Wednesdays for 22 years, for so many months. We're gonna, and you know what, Sophia, you're standing right there taking snapshots. You get on that one too. So we'll put both of the girls on that right there. But anyway, while we were out there with Scott today at the Bakersfield Condors, he had an opportunity to see how many of the kids wanted to do a little bit of math.
And I have some friends here with me morning to be able to figure out a math problem. Take a look at the big screen. We got a math problem coming for you. The question is, what fraction represents the shaded area? That's a tough one. You got a lot of helpers in this place. What's the answer, everybody? Look up there. One more time. What's the answer out there? Final answer from my helpers here. They say B is the answer. Look at that, you got it. Remember, if you ever have problems with your math homework, you can call Do the Math, you can email Do the Math, and we can help you with those math problems, even at a hockey game.
Or even in the studio, so you never know where you're going to need your math help. That's why we are here for you most Tuesdays and Wednesdays throughout the regular school year. In the studio with us, we have Zane, a 5th grade student from Hart Elementary. Have you been at Hart School for a long time?
I've been there for 3 years now.
For 3 years, all right. So next year, 6th grade will be your last year. And so you probably haven't even started thinking about junior high school yet, have you?
No.
All right, well, if I see you next year, we'll talk about that stuff. You ready to do a little math?
Yeah.
All right, head on over to the board. So in class, you said that you've been working on adding and subtracting decimals, right? So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to add some decimals, okay? So Marylou, let's go 22.049 plus 8.12. 8 and 12 hundredths.
All right.
All right, so Zane, you figure out how you would like to line that up or go about solving that problem.
Can you read this to me correctly? How do we say that?
22 and 49 thousandths plus 8 and 12 hundredths.
Nice. Okay, so how would you like to tackle this part?
All right, so the first thing I would do,
just hold your hand back a little bit more so it doesn't hit the board.
first thing I would do is get the 8.12 and add one more 0 to it so it can line up with that.
So the 0 represents what place value?
The thousandths.
Okay.
So then I would get the 22 point. Then the first thing I would do is 9 plus 0, which is 9. 2 plus 4, which is 6. 1 plus 0, 1, the decimal point. 2 plus 8 is 0. You have and you regroup, and then 2 plus the 1 is 3.
So your final solution is your sum is?
169 thousandths.
Okay, so we have 30 and 169 thousandths. So I noticed that you decided to put the larger number at the top. Could we have solved this the other way and put the larger number below? Does it matter?
I don't think it does.
What property, do you know what property this is? When we kind of reverse our numbers, do you know what property that's called? It starts with a C.
Commutative property?
Nicely done, commutative property, right? So it just depends on which way you wanted to solve it. Tell me why. I noticed that you have all of your place value lined up, but why? Why do we have our decimals lined up?
We have the decimals lined up so we don't get confused and start putting, because some people might put like the 8 here, decimal point here, and then they might get confused the tenths and the ones, and it would just give you a completely different answer.
Yeah, so we want to make sure when we're adding our decimals and subtracting that all the place values, as you have here so nicely done, are all lined up, right? That keeps it. Okay, so are we ready for another one?
Whoa, hold on now.
Okay.
Let's erase your commutative
All right.
stuff there. So on that side where you just were, let's put the 30 and 169 thousandths way over on the left. So we're going to start with that, and we're going to subtract something from it. So you
Okay.
might, yeah, there you go up high.
Oh.
I like how you fixed that
I
3
know.
after you. All right, so now we're going to subtract 19 63/100ths.
6,300ths. Okay, so again, walk me through, why are we adding that 0?
We add it so the 9, so other kids won't get confused and also mess up the place values of where it is.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Let's walk me through this solution.
So 9 minus 0 is 9. 6 minus 3 is 3. 1 minus 6, so we would have to regroup from here,
Okay.
but there's nothing here. So we have to take from the 3.
Okay,
So we take from the 3, and now we have 11 here minus 6. That is 5. And then,
what happens to our 0?
oh, so this goes into 10 here,
Okay.
and then it gives 1 to here.
Okay, so what are we going to change our 0 to then if we're regrouping?
So it would go from 10 minus 1. This would become a 9.
Okay,
So 9 minus 9, 0. And then this is now a 2
okay.
because we subtracted it. So 2 minus 1 is 1. We put the decimal point.
I absolutely love how you changed that 0 into a 9. I've never seen that done before. I think that's great. And then this here, I'm just going to write the 2 up there so we know that we were really saying 2 minus 1. Nicely
I was going
done.
to say it was impressive because he's not
Was.
rewriting things up on top. He's got the information stored in his head without cluttering up with a lot of numbers. And
Yes.
sometimes that throws students off a little bit.
Yeah, and I love how you have adjusted it with doing that.
All right, clear the board.
Okay, you want to clear the board for me? Right there.
So Zane, you said that you have been working on adding and subtracting decimals.
Yes.
And that's what you've been working on.
Yes.
You're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to multiply decimals. Are you ready? Attaboy, that's what I
Okay.
want to see. You shake your head. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's go. All right, so let's go 23.04 times 7.5.
Okay, so Zane, before we jump into multiplication, I'm going to do this real quick. What's our product?
21.
21, okay? How do you think we're going to find our product on this?
So 3 times 0.7 would be,
Well, think about it this way. Here, you gave me 3 groups of 7. So in 3rd grade, when you learn multiplication, right, you did groups of. So is this like repeating? If I have 3 groups of 7, right, I have 3 groups, remember the pictures, and 7 in each, and you added those 3 together, right? This is still saying 3 groups of 7/10. So is that still the same repeated addition?
I think so, but you would have to put 0.21.
0.21. Okay, so let's do this. Let's add 3 groups of 7/10. Add 3 groups of 7/10 over here. So if we have 3 groups of 7/10, let's see if we come up with this answer. So add those up for me.
So this would be 1.4, and then this would add up to 2.1.
Oh, so our solution for three groups of 7 is 2 and, so now let's compare that to your answer, okay? Because you were estimating at 21/100ths, but yet it's really 2 and 1/10. What do you notice about the decimals, the placement of the decimals? What are you noticing?
That the 2 is in front of the decimals instead of behind it.
So how many numbers do you have behind the decimal here?
2.
How many numbers do you have here?
1.
How many numbers have decimals? How many numbers are behind decimals?
1.
Could you make a connection with this and that? If you're noticing there's only one value, right? One place value that is behind the decimal point? Think about that. Okay, so again, multiplying decimals is really the same thing as what you're doing with multiplying whole numbers, right? It's really repeated addition, okay? Think about this right here. So look up here before we even solve, how many numbers, can you guess how many numbers you think are gonna be behind the decimal? How many place values?
I would say 3 because there's 3 numbers when you add in both of the numbers.
Oh, okay, so you're saying because you see this, your prediction is there's going to be 3, here's our decimal, so your prediction is there's going to be 3 numbers, right? Values
And what we're going to do
behind.
is we're going to
Okay.
let you guys work on that, right? You're going to
Okay.
solve it, but I'm glad that you guys came up with there's going to be 3 numbers after
Yeah.
the decimal place. But you guys solve that first while we talk a little math right now.
Hello, my name is Joel. I'm from Valley Oaks Charter School, more specifically Valley Oaks High School. I just finished 9th grade and I'm going to 10th grade. And the problem that I'm going to be explaining today is finding zeros from factored form. As you can see here, we have y equals x plus 4 and x minus 8. In order to find the zeros from factored form, you need to get the number equal to 0. You're going to want to take off this and this. So it's just x plus 4 equals 0. Or for this one, x minus 8 equals 0. You're then going to want to move the number over. So you get x by itself. In order to find it for this one, you're going to want to do x equals negative 4 and x equals positive 8. These are then your answers. X 0 is x equals negative 4 and x equals positive 8. This is an example of finding the zeros from factor form.
All right, well, in studio with us right now, we have Brianne. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm excellent myself. These guys are working on a math problem right there.
Yes, they are.
And you guys have a lengthy math problem that you're working on. So what we're going to do is have you guys talk through that math problem quickly, and then we're going to see if you come up with the correct answer with the 3 numbers after the decimal place. You ready?
Okay,
I'm going to
ready?
put you on a time limit.
Okay.
All right?
Ready?
Go.
Okay, so you have 75 times 4, right?
Yeah.
Can we, now you're going to go where next?
So 75 times 0
Okay.
would be 0.
Okay.
So I would go to 75 times 300 now.
Okay, what's 75? Well, what's 75 times 300? Let's quickly multiply that out, right? 70 times 3 is
225.
225. And how many zeros are we adding to
2.
this? 2? Okay, so we have 2, 2, 5, 0, 0. Now you have 75 times 2,000, right?
That would be
So what's 75 times 2?
150.
And how many zeros are we adding?
3.
Oops, that's another 0, and there's 5, and there's a 1. Okay, so we need to quickly add those numbers together. You have your 0, 5.
Now the 5 and the 3 are lined up though.
The 5 and the 3, oh, that is, you're right. Sorry, so we have 5, and that would be in 8. And then we have 2, right? Okay, so you said 3? So how many, which 3 numbers are behind the decimal point? Where do you think it's going to go?
I I think it would be these three.
Those three? Okay, so I'm going to put the decimal point right there. All right, so we're going to check that in a second because we're not
so
sure
there
if
you
we got it
go.
right.
So, Brienne, the reason I wanted you up here while we were watching that is because you know that students are learning a lot about decimals because of what you do.
Absolutely.
So at Valley Strong, what is your role with Valley Strong? With
I
the credit
am the
union?
Kern County field marketer with Valley Strong.
All right. Now, when you say you are with the marketing program,
Yes.
what does that mean for students go, well, I know that we've gone to the credit union or we go someplace
Yes.
and we see everybody in there, but when you are working with marketing, what does that entail?
So I am able to attend multiple events, charitable donations, and most importantly, we are out in the community providing financial literacy programs to all different ages. So
Okay.
whether it starts at kindergarten, high school, and so on.
And I remember, you know, this is a long time ago, and John may remember this,
Yeah.
but I remember you go to grade school and, you know, it's like you bring a dime, you know, for your savings account.
Yes,
You know, you put them in these little things and stuff like that. So students, I mean, as soon as, like newborns,
Newborns.
you can start.
We
So-
have it's called a Rocky Raccoon account. So anyone from 0 to 10 are able to open up a savings account.
And we're going to get to some of those
Yes.
accounts, but here's one of the slides that you brought in. Why it's important to talk to your kids about money.
Why? I mean, they are watching, as most of us are aware, our everyday as an adult, our everyday move and how we are spending. And not every day we are able to teach our kids about saving and managing their money. So as early, if we can start at an early age, the better off that they'll be. And we try to make it as fun and as exciting at Valley Strong as possible. So there's a few different interactive modules that we like to bring in. And I brought a few of those today. So.
Okay. And this one time for mistakes, because I think that's an important one, that if students can make mistakes as far as finances and things like that.
Absolutely.
When they're young, when it's not very critical,
Correct.
it
So,
will alleviate a lot of things
yes,
later on.
Yes. The more we educate our children on those mistakes, the better off they'll be and able to balance, you know, a checkbook like with the decimals.
Okay, so now that brings up the next point, because there are a lot of students that are going, balance a check, but
I
what's
know,
a check?
right?
Okay.
Right. Everything's digital nowadays.
Right. So anyway, let's go on. So some of you were talking about preschool and elementary years, as we were also. So talk a little bit about what the credit union does for the students in these different grade levels.
Okay, for instance, our Rocky Raccoon accounts, we just really encourage our parents, the adults to work with coins, work with bills, and then we do have a 0 to 10 youth account, and every time one of those members come in, they make a deposit, we provide them a token. So it gives them something super, you know, to look forward to,
So
excited
hold that
about.
up to camera 3 if you don't mind.
So
That camera right
it's
there,
our-
because that way they'll show it and
Our Rocky Raccoon accounts. So every time one of our youth makes a deposit, we will provide them a token. And when they receive 25 tokens, they are able to turn them in for a Rocky Raccoon stuffed animal.
there you go. So the mascot of the credit
Yes,
union right there.
yes, absolutely.
And we can see on the screen right here that the Rocky Raccoon is for kids up to 10 years old.
Up to 10 years, yes.
So kids that are basically going through elementary school.
Yes,
Right, and then once they get into junior high school, then we've got the 11 to the 17, so cap of savings.
yes. And we have a cap of savings and a cap of checking. So
Okay, now they're not receiving the tokens any longer.
no, they
Right,
are not.
Okay.
They are
I was going to say, it's a little step up, and they're like, all right, I'm done with the token
Correct.
thing,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
And then the cap of checking. So a lot of students, like I said, we probably have no idea about a paper
This is true.
check, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So
This
a
is
lot of
very
things are
true.
digital, you know, they've got them on the phone, and
Yes.
they're like, bam, I can buy now, right, and stuff like that.
Yes.
So it says you can get started with only $5 with an
Yes,
account.
$5.
And you guys have a thing where you'll give them the $5 to
Yes,
start the
we
account.
will. Yes, we have the new account vouchers, which we have created a digital one today for all of you watching Do the Math.
Yeah, there it is on the screen
There
right
it
there.
is.
So we're going to put that
How
up there
easy.
for a little bit. That way some
This is
parents
the-
or even kids can go ahead and take a look at that and scan that QR code.
Scan the QR code.
And so that's a pretty sweet deal. Does something like that work for all of those different accounts, or is it just
All of
for?
them.
Okay.
All youth accounts, yes.
So what about if I have a regular checking account and I'm with the credit union and I'm an old man, I can get a $500 voucher for skin? I'm only kidding.
Wishful thinking, right?
Right.
Wouldn't that be great? However, we do offer free checking and free savings. So we are a member-owned credit union.
Okay, so one student, so let's go back to the different age levels and stuff
Yes.
like this. So once a student is through with school, basically,
Yes.
become an adult,
Become an adult.
then they have those opportunities as
The
well.
opportunities are still there, and all of any account is free. So we offer free checking, free savings. We have great money market accounts, all variety of loans, ranging from auto to home. So
I'm going to put you on the spot because I know
Yes,
this
of
isn't
course.
part of the things right here.
Okay, let's
and
go.
it's always the fun of live TV, right? So people talk about certificates of deposit.
yes,
And are those available through the credit union?
absolutely.
Okay, and is it my understanding that those are at a pretty good rate now compared to what they used to be?
Yes, correct.
So can you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, it's
Rates
much
rates are variable. I would love to set you up with any of our branch managers in the area. However, those do change, but we have some amazing rates right now.
because I know there are some adults, there's probably as many adults watch this program as there are
Okay,
students.
you're right.
And we've hit a lot of the stuff that students can do to save, but as far as adults, they might be like, all right, yeah, the Rocky Raccoon thing's all cute and stuff like that, but
Well, we have a great program too. Refer a friend. You can earn up to $250. We have some money market accounts. So it can be a checking or savings account, and those are just accruing interest over time. So we have some amazing adult accounts, of course.
how fast have you seen kids?
Pretty fast.
Get
I
these
mean,
tokens to get
they
them.
are very excited about their tokens, and we try to make it as fun as possible in all of the branches.
So we're going to hold that up again, if you don't mind, to camera 3 again there.
I have to say, my kids had the tokens.
Okay.
They had the account.
Yeah, I was going to say, because our kids also, you know, they went through this
Yeah,
thing, and I remember
yes,
them they had a little
yes,
bag, and they put
yes.
the tokens in there all the time, and they came, and I don't know what they ended up with. They may have lost some of the tokens and stuff like that. You probably asked Mackenzie, you know, one of our producers, and she's like, oh yeah, I remember, who knows what she ended up with.
You know, today at the Condors game, I had many parents.
So you were at the
yes,
Condors
we were
game?
at the Valley
All right,
Strong
sweet.
was the sponsor of today's Condors field trip.
Oh, good.
So I got to ring the bell, and Rocky was there cheering everyone
There
on.
you go. So did you see the math problem that we
yes,
put up there?
Yes,
you know
I
the
did.
shaded
I
part?
saw Mackenzie and Sophia.
Oh, good,
yes,
yeah.
of
Well,
course
big
I did.
day for everybody. Valley
Yeah, it was a
Strong,
great day.
Condors and everything
yes,
like that.
Condors town.
So if somebody wanted to get into what you do as far as marketing
Yes.
with Valley Strong, or
Absolutely.
just marketing in general, but specifically with Valley Credit, what kinds of things should they be focused on to get themselves prepared for something like that?
Well, I do have a bachelor's degree, business management and marketing, but you know, we have interim positions available. We also have student branch locations. So Stockdale High School, C-Tech, ROTC,
I was gonna say,
Frontier,
because
and we
C-Tech,
start
I
them
know that
early, you know, and the more you learn at an earlier age, you can move up within Valley Strong, whether it's being a teller, frontline position, branch manager, marketing, internal, external. It's an amazing culture, and I'm super excited to be
Good.
here.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the
Thank
C-Tech
you.
thing, because we've had opportunities to go visit some of those branches at the high schools
yes.
and at C-Tech, and just a wonderful thing that they've got going on right there. So anyway, Brianne, thank you for taking some time to
Absolutely.
come visit
Thank you
us.
so much.
You ready to hang out? We're going to check out and
Yes,
see how
Zane,
these guys
let's
do
go.
with their problem right here.
All
So let's
right.
go back, and we're going to see. So would you guys like a calculator to check your...
yeah, but first I'm going to ask you if our answer is reasonable, okay? So let's just multiply 23 times 7. What's 23 times 7? You could do it over there, or you could do it in your head. How are we gonna-
161.
It's 161. And what answer did we come up with?
172 and 800 thousandths.
Okay, are you pretty close? Thinking about that. Okay, so let's double check. Can we have a calculator? Double check your answer on the calculator. Do you know where the decimal point's located when we multiply? See that little decimal point right there? So let's go ahead and go 23.04. There you go, 0.04. And hit multiply, 7.5. And what did we get?
172.8.
0.8. Well, are we still correct?
Yeah,
Why? Why are we still correct?
because as long as you have the number right here, the amount of zeros don't matter.
Exactly. Did good. So tell me,
There you go.
what
Nicely
do you
done.
think about multiplying decimals?
It's a lot easier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Erase the board.
Okay.
I'm glad you have the proper attitude because we're going to give you another one right
There
now.
we go. All right.
So let's go 2.3. And let's see, you're in 6th grade, correct?
No,
Fifth.
fifth.
Oh, you're in 5th grade, that's right. So let's go times 5.2.
So what are you estimating how many numbers behind the decimal point?
2.
2. Okay. So let's set this up. How would you, do you need to, when you're multiplying, do you really need those decimals in there?
No.
Okay. So let's keep the decimals here though. Multiply it here for me. Let's do the problem here. Okay. So walk me through how are we multiplying.
2 times 3 is 6.
Okay.
2 times 20 is 40.
Okay. I'm going to move that
Then
up for
we
you.
go 50 times 3 is 150. And 50 times 20 is 1,000.
So where are we going to put our decimal point? How many decimal points did you say we needed?
2.
Okay, so where are we going? Right there. So what's our final product?
11 and 96 hundredths.
There you go.
There you go,
Nicely
nicely done.
done. Look at
So I
that.
forgot, so when you're multiplying and you're breaking it apart, was that your doing or did you have him start? Okay,
no,
so
that's
that's how you're
completely
comfortable
that.
doing multiplying like that. Good, well, as long as that works, you
Yeah.
keep on doing it that way.
I love the way that you're showing you're doing all the place value and multiplying the pieces out. Nicely done.
All right, well, for your great work so far this afternoon, you've got yourself a meal courtesy of our friends at Chick-fil-A, so congratulations on that. And have you been to Chick-fil-A before?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is some awesome food, isn't it? What do you like to get over there?
I normally get the chicken sandwich.
Which one?
Just the regular
Just the
one.
regular one? Oh, I like that spicy one, that's good.
I like the deluxe.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've had anything bad at Chick-fil-A, and nor do I ever think I will. Anyway, speaking of food, let's check out some more culinary calculations right now.
Last episode we made these tasty poblanos and rice, and I liked them so much that I made them again in a bigger batch, and I wanted to go over with you how we do the math for that, and more importantly, how am I going to price this to sell? So I've got a little handy dandy whiteboard here. Now, let's not forget, for this portion here, we have 6 ounces of chicken. Chicken costs $11.99 a pound, and we need 40 times this recipe for 40 people, okay? I need to multiply this by 40 people, and that will give us the amount of ounces, which we then need to turn into pounds so we can get the price. 6 times 40 is 240. We want to know how many pounds that is. So we're gonna multiply it by 1 pound over 16 ounces. Now the reason for that is we are going to cross cancel units and end up with the unit that we want. So if we have 240 ounces, and we want to know how many pounds that is, we are going to cross multiply this. That cancels out. We have 240 divided by 16 now, get 15 pounds. So I know I need 15 pounds of chicken to feed 40 people my stuffed poblanos. We do 15 pounds over 1 times $11.99 over 1 pound. We are crossing out our pounds, cross-canceled there, and that leaves us with dollars. So now we have 15 times $11.99. And that will give us $179.85. That's how much it costs me in chicken alone to make this recipe. So, let me do the math on the rest of the ingredients and come back with a price for you, a raw cost for you, and then we will turn it into a price. So now we have the total cost for one serving of squash blossom stuffed poblanos and rice, $10.50. Chicken came out to about $4, right? We had $12 for 1 pound, just about, and we had 6 ounces of chicken in one serving, so that's a third of $12, $4. The other ingredients, our more luxury ingredients, are goat's cheese, our squash blossoms. They pushed this price up a little higher than we like to see our regular meal costs. And let's talk about that, the difference between cost and price. Now, the cost is what it costs me, the business owner, to make this one serving here. That is what I purchased the ingredients for with my labor. This is not including profit. That is cost. Price, which we're going to calculate now, is this number plus our profit off the top. In a restaurant, we like to see a 30% profit. So how do we add 30% of this cost number back onto it to create our price? If we look at $10.50 as 100%, right? This is 100% of one serving. So $10.50 equals 100%. If we are adding 30% to 100%, that means our price is going to reflect 130% of our cost. So we need to figure out what 130% of $10.50 is. Another way to think about percents is in decimal form. 100% in a decimal format is simply 1. Now that means that we move the decimal point from here once, twice to get 1. So what we're going to do for 130% is we are going to take this decimal point at the end of the number, we're going to move it 1, 2. That means that 130% also equals 1.30. Now we have two numbers in decimal formats, we can multiply them together. So if we multiply $10.50 by 1.30, we get $13.65. This is my price that I will charge for one serving of squash blossom stuffed poblanos and rice, and that will give me a 30% profit that I can use to make my restaurant run better. So for me to figure out the cost in my ice cream, I first need to figure out how many pounds is in one serving of this raspberry cheesecake ice cream.
Every single person that is on with me and they watch Culinary Calculations and they see what Miriam is doing and all of the great things, they always say,
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry, right? So all you have to do is go over to Radio Sandwich sometime and check them out. They do have early afternoon and lunch hours, as well as later in the evening also. Oh. So you can go check them out a couple of different times during the day. Oh, there we go, ding, ding, ding. Nothing wrong with going there a couple of times. So I'll tell you right now, they've got some cookies over there that are just outstanding. Outstanding.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
Indeed. And try a sandwich while you're there. All right, Zane, 5th grader from Hart, you ready to do some more work?
Yeah.
Over to the board, young man. Here we go. So you've also said that you've done a little bit with positive and negative integers.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Marylou, if you'd write the problem down, please. 3 plus 4, open parentheses, -1 minus 3, close parentheses, plus 18 minus 9 minus 4, open parentheses, 3, close parentheses. All right, kids, go to it.
Whoa, what are you thinking?
All right, so the first thing that we do is the parentheses.
Oh.
So when you subtract negative and positive numbers, you have to use KCC. So what you do is you keep the -1. So
Okay.
it stands for keep, change, change. So you keep the -1, change it to plus, and then you change the +3 to a -3.
Okay.
So -1 plus -3 equals -4.
Okay.
So you can erase this.
Is it okay if I erase your work right here as much as I love it so we can,
Erase this,
okay.
and then it was. So you erase that,
Okay.
and instead now put -4 to replace it.
Can we put our parentheses back on here?
Oh,
Is that okay?
yeah.
So what would you like to do next?
So next we do, we would have to do this, since if there is no problem that
No operation?
it
Okay.
would be multiplication.
Okay.
So it would be 3 times 4, which is 12.
Okay.
So
So what happens to our minus sign? Does that stay there?
yes.
Okay, go all the way around and then tap. There you go.
No.
Is that the only multiplication?
No, because there's also a multiplication right here.
Okay.
So next would be 4 times -4, and positive times a negative is a negative.
Okay.
So this would be, erase it, -16.
Okay. So now that we have all adding and subtracting, how do you solve?
We would just go from the left to right and finish it.
Okay.
So 3 plus -16 would be -13.
Why?
Because there's more negative, and if you subtract 16 from 3, it would be 13.
Okay.
So -13 plus 18.
Do you want to get rid of that?
Yeah, get rid of
Okay.
So then -13 plus +18 is +5.
Okay.
+5 minus 9, -9. Is that -9?
That's a -9. Uh-huh.
So then we would use KCC, keep, change, change. So we would keep the +5, change the minus sign to positive, and change the -9 into a +9. So 9 plus,
Okay, if this is a minus,
yeah.
where's my minus within here?
Because you use keep, and then you change that sign, and then you change this from negative to positive.
Okay, but if this is saying 5 minus 9, so I could see with your keep change, don't we still need to make that a -9? If we're changing the plus, we still need to keep that negative with the 9. So if I'm on a number line, right? I'm on a number line, I'm starting at 5. I'm taking away 9, okay? So we're gonna take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is my taking away 9, right? I'm subtracting 9. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. -1, -2, -3, -4.
Wait, is this a -9?
Yes, it's saying 5 minus 9. But I know with your keep change, change. With this, yes, that works. But if you're keep changing this is a 5 minus 9. We need to still keep that negative because this is saying I'm taking away 9, right? So that's really what that's saying. I'm at 5. I'm taking away 9. So where am I on my number line?
-4.
We're at -4. So we know the solution to this part is?
-4.
Okay. And then I'm going to put your minus right there that you accidentally erased.
So -4 minus 12. So you keep.
Can I ask you before, think without using that strategy.
Yeah.
If I'm at -4 on my number line, which way am I going to go? Am I going to go to the right or to the left?
I think you would go to the left.
Right. If I'm going to the left, what am I doing with all these negatives then? Am I grouping all my negatives together? Am I really adding all of those together? What do you think? I have a whole bunch of negatives. I have a big bowl, okay? And I'm throwing in -4, right?
Yeah.
And then, am I throwing in another -12 into that pot? Now, how many negatives do I have all together?
-16.
I have all negatives. Think about that. I'm grouping all those negatives together. So then what's our final solution?
Would it be -16?
Yeah.
So you're saying, would it be -16? So are you
Are
confident
you
that it's
confident?
-16?
Yeah.
-16
Okay.
is indeed correct, so nicely done on that one right there. So different ways to go about that, and there's a lot of different ways to solve problems like that, but you've done a great job, and we're going to check out some more with Miriam in Culinary Calculations.
Let's talk about ice cream. So this one serving of raspberry cheesecake ice cream has half a cup of raspberries in it. We ended up using a lot more raspberries than I thought, but my raspberry prices come in pounds, not cups. So for me to figure out the cost in my ice cream, I first need to figure out how many pounds is in one serving of this raspberry cheesecake ice cream. So half a cup of raspberries. There are 4 cups in 1 pound of raspberries. If we know that we have 4 cups in a pound, and we know we have 1/2 cup of raspberries here, we need to figure out how many pounds, right, are in that half cup. Put our half cup over 1, clear our cups, we're left with pounds. Now we know 1/2 over 4, which equals 1/8 of a pound. So if we do the math, now that we know that we have 1/8 of a pound in this single serving of cheesecake ice cream, 1/8 times the $2 a pound it costs is 2 over 8, or 1/4. So it costs us 25 cents per serving. Let me do the math and give you a final cost on all of our ingredients. So now that we know that our cost for this single serving of raspberry cheesecake ice cream is about $2, we are going to figure out our price. Remember again, cost is what it cost me to make this item, and price is what I'm going to sell it to you for. So we're doing the same math again. Our margin, which is the amount of money we're going to get over the top of the cost, is 30%. This equals 1 serving, or 100% of the serving. I won't give you half, I promise. You get the whole serving. And with this 100%, I want to add 30%. So I am going to set my price at 130% of my cost. Remember again, 130% can also be 1.3, and $2 times 1.3 is $2.60. So now we know that our raspberry cheesecake ice cream can be sold at $2.60, and we can make enough money to run the restaurant.
Not a bad deal for $2.60 right there, and always some great calculations done with Miriam. Right now we'll go to the phones, and Mikhail, how are you today? Have we got you on the line, Mikhail? I think we were trying to get back to Mikhail. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Kushine.
Hi, nice to see you tonight. Let's take a look at the problem that we've got on the board and see if that is the problem that indeed you are working on. So is it 3 plus 9 squared divided by 3 minus 3 times 2?
Repeat that?
Well, take a look. Can you see it on the board?
Can't see it on the board.
Oh, okay. So we can only hear. All right.
Okay, so we have 3 plus 9 squared divided by 3 minus 3 times 2. Is that correct? Is that your problem?
Yep.
Okay. So,
and you guys have a 2-minute warning. Go.
Okay, here we go. So we're going to start first with the 9 squared. What is our 9 squared?
9 squared by 2.
Yes, 9 squared. What is 9 squared saying? Isn't that saying 9 times 9?
Yep.
What's 9 times 9?
9 times 9 is 81.
Is 81, okay. So now we have 81 divided by 3. Do you know what 81 divided by 3 is?
81 divided by 3 is, hold up, I just saw that. I can't find the paper.
We're going to help you out. That's
it's
27.
actually 27. Thank you. So this is 27. So I'm going to bring down my 3 plus 27 minus 3. Well, now we have 3 times 2 because we want to do all the dividing and the multiplying. So what's 3 times 2?
3 times 2 is 6.
There we go. So now we've simplified it. 3 plus 27 minus 6. So I'm going to solve everything left to right. 3 plus 27. What's 3 plus 27?
30.
30. And what's 30 minus 6?
4.
Ooh, yes, it is a 4, but I'm going to put a 2.
24.
24. You got it. So again, remember, when we're going through and solving these, think about first, what's my exponents? Well, first, if there's parentheses, and there wasn't here. But then what's my exponent? We solved the exponent. Then we looked and we have division and we have multiplication. We solved for those, leaving us the simple things last, which are adding and subtracting. So here is your solution, is 24.
Nicely done, Mikhail, and for a great problem right there. You got yourself a pass, the holiday lights to come. So congratulations on that. And just to verify, Zane, you did get 24 also, right?
Good job.
They did that all right?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Okay.
So we want to thank Brianne for coming in this afternoon and sharing a little bit of information about marketing and the different ways to save with Valley Strong Credit Union. Did you learn a little something today?
Yeah.
There you go. So we actually went through quite a few problems with stuff that you were comfortable with, but stuff that you're going to be going to in math pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
Good. Did you have fun today?
Yes.
That's the important thing right there. And a special thanks to Brianne for bringing in Rocky the Raccoon also. And if you want to find out more information about... There we go, a little frog in the throat with the raccoon. Right? Anyway, save and go back and look at our social media. You can check it out on all of our different things. And until we meet again, continue to do the math.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Edison International, Valley Strong Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and the Kern High School District. With additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.